Hi guys, it's your girl Jilly. We are moving on to Capricorn and Aries compatibility. Now remember, this will not resonate with every Capricorn and Aries, as we all have our own individual birth charts. You want to look up the Venus, Moon, and Mars sign of the Capricorn and Aries you're interested in, because Venus is how we love and what we're attracted to, Moon is how we express emotions, and Mars is our sex drive. On my channel homepage, I have Zodiac in the Relationship videos. That's going to apply more to the Venus and Moon sign. I also have on that same channel homepage Sex with the Zodiac, which is going to apply to the Mars sign. I have videos devoted to each and every single Zodiac sign, so make sure you check that out if you want a more clear assessment. Now let's get started. Their rulers. Capricorn's ruler is Saturn, the ruler of focus and discipline. Aries' ruler is Mars, the ruler of aggression and sex. Their elements. Capricorn's element is earth. Aries' element is fire. Not necessarily complementary elements, but they're not opposite either, so there's some hope here. Now, what attracts these two to each other? I'm going to use the word power here. If these two can form a successful bond, this can be one of the most powerful couples that you will ever meet. Because when they lay eyes on each other, they see somebody who's driven, goal-oriented. And the reason being is that they're both cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are the initiators of the zodiac, meaning they go after what they want and they achieve it. So the attraction and common ground here is, number one, they both agree that success is the most important thing. And they both agree that you got to put in the work to get there. They also are very physical signs, meaning that they're going to have a lot of physical activities for dates. Let's not talk about the bedroom yet. Let's talk about what actual dates they go on. For example, Aries is a thrill seeker. Capricorn is about taking care of their body and being very, very active. So Aries is going to probably want to go rock climbing or mountain biking, and Capricorn is down for the ride because they're all about getting that physical activity and working with their bodies. So they love these type of dates and they'll enjoy each other's company. And because they agree on success, their conversations are going to be more geared towards goals, aspirations, careers, finances. They're actually going to enjoy those type of conversations. But this is pretty much the gist, guys, of what they have in common. They have quite a few cons, but I'm going to put a positive spin at the end of those cons. Now, as far as the first con goes, even though they both agree on success, they go about it in different ways. This even goes for romance. Capricorn tends to cross all their T's, dot all their I's, look at every single detail before they make a decision. This has to do with work and romance. Aries is somebody who's more about taking shortcuts, getting the job done quickly. They don't really look at all the fine details or anything like that. This applies to both work and romance. Capricorn can see Aries as reckless, impulsive, irresponsible, and Capricorn hates, they absolutely hate anything that has to do with unnecessary risks. And they can see this quality in Aries. Aries looks at Capricorn as somebody who's slow, who's holding them back, who's slowing them down. And Capricorn is a very fiery energy, and they do not like to be slow or be held down for anything. In fact, if you ever go into a mall, and if you see somebody who's walking past all these slow walkers, it's probably an Aries getting frustrated that all these people are walking slow. And that's a good definition there. So they don't like the fact that how each other works. They don't like how each other takes romance into account. Capricorn is somebody who's going to analyze Aries, gonna weigh all the pros and cons and see if they're right for them. Aries doesn't really care about all that. They kind of jump into a relationship and they figure if problems come, we'll work on it as they arise. So if they can even get to a relationship after the courtship phase, then they got some work to do. Now, as far as communication, Aries, when they're upset, their ruler is Mars after all. They have to blow off steam. And I'm putting it in a nice way because Aries is known to be combative. Capricorn doesn't deal with combativeness very well. They don't like any type of argument because it's not practical. It's not logical. If you're upset or something's wrong, the most logical thing to do is to talk it out and come up with a reasonable solution. So when it comes to communicating, these two just don't agree on how to communicate. Now, I said I was going to put a positive spin here. The best way for these two to work out is if they have fully matured. And hopefully these two were friends for a good amount of time before they got into a relationship. So if this is the scenario, then Capricorn can actually learn from Aries. What can they learn? Capricorn tends to be a pessimistic sign, a sign who's always worrying about what could go wrong, which is why they take so much time for detail. But Aries, even though Aries is known to have a short fuse, they're also full of positive, happy energy. Aries are known to be the jokesters and kind of be silly. They can actually get Capricorn to quit being so uptight all the time and help Capricorn enjoy life and help them know that life isn't all about business. Life can also be about thrill and pleasure and enjoyment. What Capricorn can do for Aries is bring structure to Aries' life, can bring them some type of stability, some type of balance, because Aries, even though they are successful, they need someone to give them structure, and Capricorn's the perfect sign for this. Now, when it comes to their home life, Capricorn is somebody who likes to be at home. They like to cook at home, do family traditions. They're very traditional, whereas Aries doesn't really like home that much. Aries is kind of someone who sees home as a place to rest, to sleep, to rejuvenate in order to get ready for their next adventure, which is usually outside of the home. And this can bring about trust issues because Capricorn's going to always wonder, where is Aries? And Aries is like, you got nothing to worry about. So they have to work about their trust issues here. I meant to bring that in the cons earlier, but I want to make sure that I include that in the video. So they do have to compromise here when it comes to where their importance and their value is if they decide to make a home together. Now, when it comes to the bedroom, now remember, this is only going to apply to the Mars sign. So make sure you're checking out the Mars sign for this portion. Capricorn and Aries, they're the bosses of the zodiac. So they want to be the boss in the bedroom. Let's start with Capricorn. Capricorn is going to be very vanilla in the beginning. They're still going to be the boss, though, because they're going to want to rule the sex in the beginning, even though they're very vanilla. And what I mean is, Capricorn has a whole bag of kinky tricks before they reveal it to their partner. But they have to fully learn how to trust their partner before they bring their bag of tricks out. However, Aries is different. Aries wants to dominate in the bedroom too, and they want to go right into it because they're a fire sign. They're a big ball of energy. So let's say Capricorn learns to trust Aries, and Capricorn wants to bring their bag of tricks out. Capricorn is kinky, y'all. Capricorn is going to be like, kneel. Say, call me sir, call me ma'am. Bend over. They're going to be barking orders. Not in a bad way. It's in a sexual way, obviously. And the partner's got to be up for it. That's how Capricorn is the boss in the bedroom. Aries is a boss, but they don't ask. They just do. Let's just say Aries is a male and Capricorn is a female. They're not going to ask Capricorn. They're just going to flip Capricorn over and not even tell them. And they're just going to mount them from behind and just go at it. Same thing if the Aries is a female. They're probably going to pin down Capricorn male and mount them as well. So they don't ask. They just do. They just turn their partner around like they're a pretzel and do whatever they want to do and devour them. So there's some boss action here. Neither one of them wants to be submissive, and neither one of them likes to be in the submissive role. So they have to learn how to compromise to become compatible here. The main thing with these two is Capricorn is an earth sign and is a sensual sign, which means they like to enjoy, they like to savor, they like to experiment every single part of the body and the senses. And it's not that Aries doesn't enjoy that, but they enjoy the actual getting down to business, getting to the main event. That's their favorite part for Aries. They're like, I want to get down, I want to get dirty, I want to get into this, I'm ready to get dirty and sweaty and start using some dirty talk. So they got to learn to balance each other out and compromise, which is going to be hard for these two because, like I said, they like to be the boss, and the boss doesn't like shouldn't have to compromise. The bosses should get to do whatever they want to do. So they got some work here when it comes to the bedroom. I hope you guys are liking these videos. If you do, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll provide that information in the link in the video details below this video. Make sure you are subscribing, clicking that bell notification so you're the first one to know when I upload a new video. I am asking for donations currently until I can make enough to get a new camera and better software. Since my channel is growing, I want to provide you guys even better videos, give you guys the videos you deserve. Again, it's your girl Jilly. Peace. Thank you so much for stopping by.